You know, every negative thing that anyone and everyone has ever said about me was worth it for me to be who I am today. You know, I say this a lot in my interviews, conversations, really, not interviews. But I was not a reject of the industry, the entertainment industry, that is. No, I was desired. I was highly sought after. I was propositioned. Now, yes, being black, it was very hard to get their attention and then to get them to pay me what I was actually worth. But all of that happened when I was 22. I'm 42 now. And I am worth way more than any major label ever offered to pay me, or any of the modeling agencies that put me on their boards in London, Paris, Croatia, South Africa, Prague, and Napsal. I really have been around for a really long time. A lot of the places that I just named, they were willing to put me on their boards as a model, but offered no help for me to get to that territory to do my job to earn money. And you know what that taught me? That I didn't want them to. I had to abandon my modeling career because I could not afford to invest in myself the way I needed to become a successful top model. You can't walk into the doors of any establishment and expect them to front you the money and pay for everything until you make it, and then literally expect to make a dime. All of the money that they put into you, you have to pay them back. They have to recoup that. I know models today that the agency spent more money putting them up and helping them than they ever made their entire career. I know models that signed contracts and their own agencies sued them for breach of contract over something so small, like appearing somewhere they shouldn't have, or having their likeness turn up somewhere that was unauthorized by their contract. I have been around. Do you know what it's like to have your own modeling agency sue you for breach of contract because they are representing your likeness, your body, and while you're under contract, you belong to them? Michael Jackson's record label sued him over his song in the E.T. movie with Spielberg. Oh yeah, that's how he got his masters, because the label didn't want him to walk. So they asked how they could smooth it over. And his business manager said, give him his masters. That's how Michael Jackson got his masters, because his label betrayed him. You got to understand, sometimes bad things happen and they lead to a good. The reason I'm talking to you tonight is I had all of that at 22. 22, no therapy, not ready. Now at 42 years of age, I'm ready. I've had therapy. I've dealt with my demons. I've whipped them into submission, and I've mastered me. Nothing that I lost was a loss, because ownership of self was paramount for me. People have not been able to figure me out for years. I've had people say to me, You're getting all these opportunities. If I were you is how they always started. If I were you, I would take this opportunity. But I'm a seer, among other things. So the opportunity to them that looks like an opportunity is not an opportunity to me, because I can see down the line of time really, really far, and I knew it was a dead end. So I never got involved. I literally had representation in so many places. Let me list them again as I think about it. And that representation didn't just come on its own. I had to sit at a computer every single day for a year and email hundreds of agencies around the world just to get a handful of yeses. I have been putting in the work since the beginning. Since 2003. Before I even did that, I spent a year in a modeling school called Barbizon, learning the particulars and the importances of turns and ways to tie your tie and ways to take and travel and have your clothes and what to wear and what to bring to a casting and to a show. And I learned so much. There was so much now that I think about it, that I had to invest in myself. I paid for that. I paid for that. I had to get myself to Paris. I paid for that. That was on my dime. People will never understand. London, Paris, Split, Croatia, Prague, Napsal, South Africa. These were all places that agreed to represent me. They put me on their boards and never called me. Never called me. Why? Because fashion is racist. It's always been. It's about influence. And I didn't have it then. I have it now. It's about influence. I was a little black model trying to do what I was doing. And yeah, it was big at the time. I was 22. Yeah, it was monumental. No one in my family had ever been to France. They still haven't been to France. But still, it wasn't enough. 2-3 years as a model, maybe. That's what I had in me. Maybe 5. That career would have been over. And then what? Music? For another couple of years? Because I would have signed away my recorded voice and it would have owned every single thing I produced, wrote, sang. No, thank you. I had one song out and a major artist called me in my house. Don't ask me how they got my number, but they called me and asked me to go on tour with them and another major artist. And I said no. And they got offended. Asked me why not. And I said, with all due respect, I'm not a lunchbox. I didn't prepare this entire meal for you to come along and slap your name on the outside of my lunchbox and take credit for making the meal inside. They were mad with me. But by that time, I had already been around the business. I had already been learning what I didn't want. And when I learned what I didn't want, it helped me to narrow down what I did want, what I was worthy of. Today, I am worthy of owning myself. I am worthy of the money coming into my storehouse. I am worthy of the career that I have. Why? Because I invested in it. I didn't just expect somebody to make me a star. I put my own money up. I put my family's money up to make it. And damn it, I made it. I made it. I have a brand. I have a company. I have a name. I have so much. And baby, none of the people, none of the corporations, none of the record labels, none of the modeling agencies were going to pay me anything near what I'm worth today. I'm sharing these things with you for a reason. My elevation already came. I know who I am. But you're still on your journey. Listen to me and listen to me closely. Do not sell yourself away. Do not. There is no such thing as signing to get in, and then when you get in and get money, you can take and turn around and you think they're going to let you bite the hand that got you in and fed you? No. That first contract's going to make sure they own you. Lock, stock, and barrel. That first signing. You won't get a chance for a second signing. You will already be theirs. And I knew that. I have a lot to teach. I have a lot of information that I learned firsthand. But you know what? Talk is cheap. You want those lessons? thequeenofshade.com is where you book me for mentoring. And I can regale you about all my lessons that I learned around the world. But until then, take this message. Ownership of self is more important than fame and money. You can be famous and broke. Hell, most people are. Most of your favorite famous people, social media influencers, etc., are famous. Millions and millions of followers, and they're broke. But I'll tell you who's not. Not me. I pay bills for my company every month. Every month. And I've successfully been able to do that for 10 years straight. You want to own yourself? You want to own what you create? You want to own what you are, who you are, your likeness, your recorded voice? Then you look me up. But if you're looking to sell all of that away for a pipe dream and a chance at quote unquote 15 minutes of fame, you stay the away from me because I got nothing for you. Good luck is what you get from me because that's not my way. And it damn sure isn't yours. But you just haven't figured that out yet. And I pray that you figure it out before it's too late and you don't own anything. Anything you came in the world with. Before you sell it all away. Before you even know what you have. Before you even know your potential. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Oh, this, that, the other. He's this, he's that, he's this, she's that. I own me. I own me. That's better than fame and fortune. And guess what? My fame and fortune are still coming. Still on the way. Which is why people stay close to me. Because staying close to me is guaranteed success. Because I did the work. Period.